wrestling fans, and welcome to Wrestling Gap. It is Friday. Hopefully you guys had a good week. That's Dalitha. I am Travis, and it is time for Friday Night Smackdown.
Yeah.
We'll see Bailey in the Riff Raft, I'm sure. Also have Bianca and Charlotte. That looks like what they're starting with. Mwah. Mwah.
Bianca and Charlotte.
Sitting in a tree. You know who their next partner is going to be, probably? I'm obviously speculating here. Liv Morgan.
Yeah. They should throw her in there, too. That sounds about right.
They could put her on the heel side, but they
Depends on
won't.
if she comes back as a good guy or a bad guy, I guess, or whatever.
Well, I'm just saying, if she came
back.
back for this, they could go on either team, because there's only 3 on Bailey's side, right? Or did one more show up? Asuka turned.
Asuka turned.
So they have 4. And
Yeah,
Charlotte.
they can't use Dakota Kai.
Yeah. So Charlotte and Bianca. And then Shotzi.
Yeah.
And then who else? Like I said, Liv could do it. They could always turn on Bailey, and then Bailey could go to the other side.
Maybe.
Bring back Sasha.
Yeah, there you go.
Naomi shows up with the TNA championship.
Right.
All right, well, even over on a Rampage, Kristen Cage is coming down to the ring with the dinosaur. Boom, boom,
That's
maka,
Collision, but
boom.
yeah.
And whatever that guy's name is. Nick Cameron. I don't know his name. Nick Worley.
Wyatt.
Nick Wyattson? Wyatt? It's not Nick Wyatt.
Wayne.
Nick Wayne. You know our wrestling over here. Never question it. Bay.
She's like, I gotta be in it too. Oh my gosh.
At least Collision's going right to a little bit of action.
Yeah,
Did they just
like, no, let's show what happened.
I think SmackDown's like, nobody watched last week. Nobody. Our ratings must have been at 0.
This video has some people in the chat tonight. Walter was in here earlier. He said he might be coming in late. Oh, bummer. We also have Brandon in the chats. Brandon Stevens. Sophie.
Hello.
Robbie is with us. Chris Akane is with us. And Picola. Hey, guys. Thanks for joining us tonight. Appreciate it. Brandon wants the white girlfriend to marry him. Cool. And Sophie's like, hey, hi. Did you hear WWE is going to hold a pay-per-view in Paris in May?
I did not. What's the name of it?
Robbie says it's time for SmackDown. Who's getting their ass kicked tonight? Chris says, hey, Travis and D. And Picole's like, hey, guys, what's the skinny cow? Sophie says SmackDown is also going to be held in Paris the night before the May pay-per-view.
That's awesome. Do we know what day?
Do we know what pay-per-view it's going to be called?
I'm okay with the pay-per-view name just being WWE, but what's the date? I feel like that one's a little more important.
Sophie says it must be hard watching both WWE and AEW at the same time. Robbie says, say what, Liv Morgan to come back as a heel, don't make fall out of bed. What? Sophie's like, my roommate is very sick. She could have the flu.
Oh, no!
Not the sickness. Not
She's
down with it.
the sickness.
Picole's like, when was this? Is this live? I don't feel like getting up to switch inputs. When was what? Are you talking about SmackDown
We're
stuff
live.
or Collision?
But yeah, they're both
Us?
live.
Sophie says,
Why is the
backlash in Paris,
Why is
France,
the road dog out there?
on May 4th. I don't know. What's he doing?
Oh, he's probably filling in for Corey Graves.
Yeah, they're going to have guest fill-ins.
He's something else. Like, he's a weirdo.
Well, you can't help if you're a weirdo. I mean, Sophie says backlash in Paris, France on May 4th.
Cool. Why did they have Io in the middle?
Isn't she the champion, supposedly?
Yeah, but she's not a real champion.
It's true. Harley's in the chat. Hey, Harley says hello. And Picole's like, oh, really? And Sophie says, slowly, the WWE is revealing its pay-per-view schedule for 24. So far, we are going to have 3 international pay-per-views for next year.
They're like, Bailey, get on the mic. Make sure no one else talks. And if they do, it's like 3 words or less.
The fact that all of them have any kind of remote ability to have a microphone is ridiculous. I don't want to share the huge moment with you either because I don't want to hear any of them talk.
Like I said, Bayley's the best one out of this group. She's not the best one in the company by any means, but you can't have a champion that can't cut a promo. It makes for shitty TV. And by the way, this is a TV show.
TV show. So amazing in their TV shows.
I'm just saying, if you have a TV show, you can't have a riffraff on it. They can't talk.
Sure it is. Strongest nothing.
The strongest faction.
Over there on Collision, they have
Would that be
Christian
the
Cage
Bloodline?
yakking away at something. He's being very gesticulating with his talking. So he says the only problem with international pay-per-views is a lot of fans might miss them because the thing called sleep. And they will be watching it hours later.
Nobody's going to be sleeping when the pay-per-view's on in Paris. That's the same thing as like when
only
it's
one
on
they
in
might
Saudi
be
Arabia.
sleeping for is
Australia.
the Australia one.
Did we have a date, or do we just know it's in May?
Are you deciding you need to be here? I was hoping you wouldn't. Did you eat some food? Yeah. Hopefully you had food to eat in your own food. You weren't eating the dog's food. Pretty sure the dog's food's not good for you.
Oh, is it Bayley?
Who is that?
Bayley just got kicked out.
Is that Asuka? Oh,
Bayley's like, okay.
that's it. She's like, oh God, you guys are turning against me already. No, not turning against me. Brr. Sophie says, May 4th, 2024.
May the 4th be with you. Of course they would. So I can't watch Star Wars because WW... No, just kidding. I could care less.
Robbie's like, I'll be sleeping for AEW pay-per-view. Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
She's so funny.
Oh my God, so funny.
So much love. Who's going to be the 4th member? Look, Bayley's not very excited about that.
WarGames.
Is it Shotzi?
The Psycho? I don't know. Is that her thing?
Yeah.
Oh.
Is there a tank? There's nobody riding the tank, though. Does she have an invisibility cloak on?
Do they have invisibility?
Oh, there she is! Shotzi should join them also.
Right? She should just be a part of them.
Anybody get excited for Shotzi? I tried to, but I don't have it in me. So who's going to be the 2 girls that join Charlotte, Bianca, and Shotzi? And who is going to be the 1 girl...
The 5th person for the damage control?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You think it'll be CM Punk?
Yes.
There's a lot of rumors swirling around that he could
It's going to
show
be
up.
him. He's going to be on the ladies' team. Piggle's like, snap, snap, snap. Sophie says, but won't people miss the Paris pay-per-view as well? Like, what time would it be on in America?
The same time as the Saudi Arabia, maybe an hour later, so right around like noon.
For us.
2 o'clock Eastern, somewhere in there. Alexa, what time is it in Paris, France?
In Paris, it's 2:10 a.m.
Yeah, it's 2 o'clock in the morning there, and it's 1 o'clock in England. So it's just 1 hour later than if it was in the...
England.
in England, like when the UK one was. And I think that started at like 11. So for us, so 1 o'clock so it'd start at 2 o'clock your time or Eastern time.
Yeah, probably.
And last
at least.
3, maybe 4 hours total. So be over around 5 o'clock. Paris is literally right below England.
Yeah, it's like 2 hours and something away.
Yeah, it's walking distance basically. You just have to cross the bridge.
They have a bridge now?
No.
Okay.
But it's
I'm like, I thought they didn't.
Xerxes would have made a
straight.
bridge. He would have just done it with boats.
Let's see. Quentin's in the chat. Hey, Quentin says Becky Lynch was on Celebrity Jeopardy. I heard that from a couple people.
Somebody said that last week. That's pretty cool.
Sophie says Tony Khan said All In will take place in the same arena every year at the same time. Okay, cool.
Well, that's cool. Hopefully they can sell a couple tickets this time. I'm kind of worried about it.
Considering how many fake ones they had to sell last time. To say that they filled it up. Liars.
To say that they sold them. It's funny because even when he talks about it, he says, we sold.
Yeah.
Blah, blah. Because the turnstiles only had 70,000.
Pico says, hey, Quentin, whatever happened to our friend Rambles? Is she still streams? Robbie says, I refuse to watch Collision. Sophie says, Becky Lynch made history on Jeopardy. She didn't get any answers right.
That's funny.
That's a really mean thing to say.
I don't even know if that's history.
That's bullying.
It's funny, though.
Pico says, it's ha-ha snooty French time. Ha-ha. Ha-ha, de croissant.
Ratatouille. I don't know shit about
Robbie's like,
French.
just piss off, Shotzi, LOL. Sophie says, Money in the Bank and SummerSlam haven't been announced, like location and date yet. Harley says, I get excited for Shotzi. Well, there you go. There's
You want to
somebody.
do that haircut?
Pico says, it's the ball sack. Good. I mean, his ears aren't standees.
Yeah, I know. So you'd have to flop them.
But yeah, I don't know. Pickle's like, or possibility the shaft. Feels like I'm not going there. Well, I'm not going to Paris, France either, so I heard it smells bad.
It's not.
Sophie says,
Liverpool. Jesus.
whatever, it's Paris. They forget to bathe there. Sophie says the only way people wouldn't miss Australia pay-per-view is if people are somehow don't sleep. Whatever. We're going to go to bed early and get up
I'm just
for
gonna
you.
go to. So I get up around 5 naturally, anyways. So it's only 1 hour earlier. I'll be fine. Like I'll just go to bed at like 10, and then I'll be wide awake at 3:30. Going, Jesus Christ, shouldn't have went to bed so.
Life is stupid and I don't like it.
Get up and then bug you guys all morning.
So
Fuck, for people like in London and stuff, it's gonna be like midday.
Sophie says, why SmackDown on FS1 next week?
I couldn't answer that. Maybe there's a football matchup, like a real football matchup.
I don't know. Robbie's like, this first segment was forgettable. Feels like, thank you. He knows what I'm on. I knew exactly what you were trying. I knew exactly what you were trying to do. I was like, ha ha. Because it definitely wasn't like the Pepe Le Pew type of French talking. Le meow. Le purr.
Le purr. Le purr.
Wasn't that French talking? It was ha ha. Oh, croissant. We don't sound like that. No, you don't. But, you know, you guys make fun of Americans all the time.
There's also a good chance that same day there's going to be a Canelo Alvarez fight.
Well, it's later in the day, so that's okay. Just take a good nap and then make some food.
I don't need
Have
a
some
nap
snacks.
if I go to sleep at 10. 4 o'clock's not that early. If you go to bed early enough.
Whatever. His fucking match isn't going to be until 10 o'clock the next night, so you're going to need a fucking nap.
I take naps anyways.
Yeah, it's disgusting. I don't know what your problem is.
I'm old.
Something. What the fuck ever? That is not. You're so weird. Robbie's like, D, I've been to Paris. It was a great vibe, expensive, but worth it. Yeah, I bet. Did you have to plug your nose the whole time you were there? Did they sound like that? Did they get really upset when you said croissant wrong? So he's like, I saw Blue Beetle on Max today. It isn't that bad. You know, I'm going to pass on that probably because it's a Marvel movie and I'm not too much of a fan of those type. Or a DC comic or whatever. Some of them kind of bother me. Like the bug ones and stuff. Like, I'm just like, eh.
They should
Ant-Man.
cut her immediately from their scene.
I can't control myself. Do you have incontinence?
They only need 4 members, so it's going to be a 4-on-4.
That's freaking dumb as fuck. Are you kidding me? They're only going to have 4 on each side of the ladies.
Oh, we're going to find out who that 4th member is by the end of the night. Who's it going to be?
Jeez, thanks for helping us out there, Nick Aldis.
I need a list of their roster.
Or do they have to come up with a person to tell him at the end of the night? Or is he like, I already know who your super partner's going to be?
We have to get, well, I'm sure they know because it's wrestling, but...
Robert Warney in the chat's like, hey, what's up? Not much, man. How you doing? How was your week? You ready for the weekend? Unless you work, and then that's not fun. Picola says, you would never bug me. Whatever. I know I bug you sometimes. Robbie's like, geez, so recalced. Whatever that means, dude. Picola's laughing and stuff. He's like, I like that the WWE is giving us places we haven't seen on pay-per-view or TV before. Yeah, I've never seen Paris on TV before, ever. Especially during their rioting and, like, you know, burning their city. Never seen it. I've never seen that place.
Do you know they used to have a sidewalk?
They got rid of it because...
That moved?
Oh my god. Sounds dumb as
Yeah,
fuck.
it was like a conveyor belt that went around.
That sounds like a bad thing. No. Robbie's like, and I guess all French people think Americans are rednecks who overeat. I'm sure they do. Sophie says, do you think... I'm sure that's what you think of us too, Robbie. Sophie says, do you think Puerto Rico will get a pay-per-view next year like they did this year?
I'm going to say no.
Robert's like, how is my good people doing? Pretty good. Pretty good. Not too shabby, I guess. Robbie says, no, because I can speak a little French enough to get by on the basics. Yeah, but they probably still treated you like you were ignorant. Because that's what they do.
They're from France.
That's what I mean.
They can't pretend.
Even if you speak a little bit of French. Like, if you go to Spain and you speak Spanish, like Spanish you learned in the States... They literally look down on you like you were the most disgusting heathen ever. You're better off speaking English. Just saying. Just letting you guys know.
Well, of course
do not speak Spanish there. Because it's not the same type of Spanish, which we all know that. But even though it's close enough that it's you can like like you can still communicate. No.
Yeah, but we're still Americans, so we're still better than them, and they know it.
Yeah, because we've had to help all of them not be German. They should really think about that sometimes. France
forgot that they were literally occupied.
Yeah, they fucking were. Dumb bastards. Quentin's like, Road Dogg from the New Age Outlaws is on commentary with Kevin Patrick and Michael Cole tonight. He sure is. Travis mentioned it earlier, too, about that, and said he was a weirdo.
He was Badass Billy Gunn's tag team partner.
Oh. Sophie says Ronda Rousey is backstage at Collision tonight. And Picola says Looney Tunes scarred us like Foghorn Leghorn makes sus about the Southern patriarchy. I think.
Dude, my favorite one, though, is Bugs Bunny and Yosemite Sam. And Bugs Bunny is just going like he's just... And he runs into the Mason-Dixon line. And like everything south of the Mason-Dixon line is beautiful green, lush trees. Everything's just beautiful. The houses. And then north of the Mason-Dixon line, it looks like desert, like just disgusting mud.
That's hilarious. Silliness.
And Yosemite Sam doesn't want the Yankee to come down there. He's all yelling at him.
So, is this for something? This, are this for, they're talking about the Undisputed Tag Team. So is this for a chance?
Yeah, probably.
The Brawling Brutes, the Pretty Weirdo Guys, and Street Profits.
And the street business there.
Yeah. They're having a fight right now. You know, the Brawling Brutes shouldn't win this because they lost on NXT to some guys, which is pretty pathetic of them.
Don't let Ridge throw you around.
He might break your neck. We've seen it happen. It's terrible.
Yeah, I didn't mind the guys that Ridge and whatever's Butch's was wrestling, though. I like that group.
They talked about it. They were called something. I don't remember. Sophie says, why do the women get 4 versus 4 for WarGames and the men's WarGames looks like it could be 5 versus 5?
Well, it should be 5 versus 5.
It should be 5 versus 5 for all of it. They want to be treated the same and equal. Robert says, my week has been busy, but yeah, I'm ready for the weekend. Nice. You got any good plans this weekend before the Thanksgiving holiday? If you celebrate Thanksgiving, I guess. Peel says, it's a great time to be a wrestling fan. Everyone gets worldwide exposure and lots of international networking.
It's all good. I like it. I mean, obviously, wrestling's had better days itself, but I like the spectacle more than the actual event.
You don't like the spectacle?
The spectacle.
The spectacle.
I'm just saying that it's cool. Like, WrestleMania isn't a great event, but WrestleMania is a huge event.
Right.
Like, the matches itself, you can see them on Raw sometimes.
Yeah,
Usually,
they've really gone downhill with really caring about their matches on pay-per-views. Oh, good. He killed him?
Yeah.
Perfect. Robbie's like, not at all, D. LOL. Harley's like, so why is the men's War Games 5-5, but the women's War Games matches are only 4-4? I don't know. We just talked about that for a second with Sophie mentioned it too, so who knows? It's dumb, personally. I think it's stupid, and they should be 5-5.
But Backlash is going to be in France, and that's the answer.
Great Backlash. Brandon says Damage Control is dead. Sophie says, it is cool that we are getting an international pay-per-view before Mania and the international pay-per-view after Mania. And Robbie says, yeah, nonstop. Mardi Gras? Mardi Gras? Got it. Mardi Gras.
That looks like a pretty fun show. Did you say eh? It looks like a prequel.
Yeah, it's about when you like him growing up to be Willy Wonka. That's the one I showed to you, and you're like, "Oh,
cool."
You kind of freaked out about it a little bit, so.
Was there midgets?
Maybe. Sophie says, "Wonder why they are going back to Saudi Arabia next year." When they are. Who knows? Because like I'm here for it.
I would say November. In June, maybe. Maybe they're not going to do 2.
Nice.
But they got Money in the Bank in June, right?
I don't know. Is that when they're going to do it?
June, July. And then they also have SummerSlam.
Isn't that in August? Ish.
It has been known to be.
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? I'm sure they'll find a spot for it. They have to because they have so many years they have to do them. And with the pandemic stuff, I wonder if that extended their contract because they couldn't do it.
I'm sure.
And so I bet it extended it even longer than it was prior. Let's see. John's sparkling in the chat. Hey, John, good to see you tonight. Says this guy could be better than Bex on Jeopardy. We heard somebody else earlier say that she made history of not answering anything correct. She was negative in the hole the whole time. Well, John, where'd your wife and you go to dinner tonight for date night? Robert says, no plans right now, but I'm sure I'm going to have some. You know, that's always the best laid plans are the ones that you make last minute. Rebecca Chatless is in the chat. Hey, Rebecca says, hey, WWE friends, a funniest Thanksgiving memory for WWE. I don't have any.
I mean, obviously, you're talking about like Survivor Series or something. Probably something to do with the gobbledygook.
Oh. Sophie says, it's funny Australia isn't getting the Smackdown the night before like Paris. Excuse me. Feels like Collision on a Friday. Yeah. They're like, we'll go up against SmackDown instead of their pay-per-view, our pay-per-view that we have on Saturday. For some reason, AEW has their pay-per-view on a Saturday. Not that I'm complaining that it's on Saturday. I'm just saying that normally they've always been on Sundays. So I'm not sure why they're on Saturdays this year.
It was on a Saturday, and then they moved to Sundays. But then WWE was on Sundays. They moved to Saturdays. So then they moved to Sundays, and
I don't
now
know.
it's on a Saturday.
That's why Collision is on Friday, is because they have their pay-per-view tomorrow night. John says, Cola, you going to Mardi Gras? And Harley says, it's a #1 contenders match for the tag. That's what we kind of figured. Sophie says, if the pandemic didn't happen, we would probably be almost done with the Saudi Arabia deal. Maybe. I don't know how long the deal was for.
It was 10 years.
Piccolo says, man, it's right around the corner, February. Yeah, Mardi Gras in February. Oh, February.
Mardi Gras starts in February?
Yes.
I just remember going to the bars and girls would show their boobs.
That's weird. It's a weird thing to do in a non-Mardi Gras area.
Yeah, you just carry
Last time
beads.
I checked, we weren't in New Orleans or
You
Louisiana.
just carry beads and then you throw them at them.
That's sick and disgusting. Man. Weird.
And you'd get some boobs in your face.
If she did it, they have an nice submission maneuver. Weirdos.
This road dog's not very good at his job, is he?
Does he talk at all? Haven't heard him
He
talk.
just said,
but-
I love it. This is like having Dwayne over.
They're like, here, read this. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. You know, my answer to that is...
Just read the question. Fuck
Like,
it.
dude, you gotta read it out loud. It doesn't make any sense. Yo, weirdo face. Sorry. Let's see. Quentin says, have you seen Family Matters? Because they just showed the trailer for Steve Urkel's Christmas movie, Urkel Saves Santa.
What the?
I didn't know that they remade it Family Matters, but yeah, I have watched the old Family Matters, if that's what you're talking about.
Yeah. Did you know that was all in his head?
When I was a child. Oh, that he made friends with the neighbors and stuff?
Just the whole show was his hallucination because of the mental trauma he went through.
He went through mental trauma?
Yeah, he was a police officer, which we know. And
The dad?
yeah, have you not?
So it's him? He's the one with them. Oh, I thought it was Urkel you were talking about. Was the
No,
one
the
with
dad.
the hallucination?
Right. So the whole thing is a hallucination, but he was a cop and he killed a guy. Mm-hmm. And so we don't know where he was in his head. But anyways, he killed a dude, and which we saw in Die Hard. Right? When he's talking to John or whatever his name
Oh, is that what it's based off of?
and he's hallucinating, you know, because he killed the kid. He's telling about how he shot the kid and the kid was unarmed or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then you go back to Family Matters, and this kid keeps showing up at his house. That's super annoying to him. It happens to be the kid he shot that he's hallucinating about. That's Steve Urkel.
Wow, these conspiracy theories about TV shows are amazing.
And then, and we also got to see it on...
Done. Street
Yeah.
Profits beat the Brawling Brutes.
well, good for them.
Damn. And they gave the pin to Angelo Dawkins. What?
Right.
He pinned him. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, good stuff. Hey,
Wow.
you're doing it.
Wow. What?
Wow. What's his name? The blonde from
Wow.
that guy.
Sophie says, I could see them putting Collision on a Friday again. Ravi says, 6 hours of AEW pay-per-view. Let me eat my heart out. Piccolo says, I don't know. The older I get, the more I just rather avoid traffic, the people, the whole nonsense. Yeah, it's a young person's game.
Going to wrestling events?
Oh, Mardi Gras.
Oh.
John and his wife went to La Tolteca dos Esquiques. Dos, eques, and margaritas. What the fuck? Eques? Ugh, I can't even say that word. Fajitas. You had fajitas, huh? Or is that what it's named? That's its whole name. Or that's what you had. You went to
Does that guy have
La
a blackout?
Tolteca,
Oh,
and then...
no. I thought he had a blackout tattoo.
Yeah, it's just too intricate and put so much of it on there.
Yeah, sometimes they put stuff on their bodies that they shouldn't. You know, like swastikas or something. And then they get it covered, but they have to do it so dark like that to get rid of it.
Sophie says they are making a biography film on Kurt Angle. Did you see the Monk movie Peacock trailer? No.
I sure didn't, but I'm
People's
looking forward to it.
Right,
See,
people?
this is what I'm talking about. How did you see it? Because I want to know. I did see something that was new, and I told you about it. What was that? And I was like, hey, did you see it? It was a TV series that's coming. In like...
Was it the one you sent me and said, this looks like something you would watch?
Yeah, you... Ted!
Oh.
Ted! They're doing a series... They're not going to put fucking Reckoning on their team, are they? God damn it.
I hope they fucking lose. I want them to lose now. They're just losers at this point.
I almost don't even want to watch it. They're going to put Reckoning and fucking Shotzi in the...
Sophie says they also dropped... Oh, there it is. They also dropped the Ted prequel series this week. Sophie says Urkel wasn't meant to be a starring role at first. Quentin says, did you see the trailer for Ted, the series for Peacock? Ted is voiced by the creator of Family Guy and Peter Griffin.
Well, he's the guy that played it in the movie, too.
Mm-hmm. Sophie says Urkel was only going to be around for an episode or two, and the fans loved him so much that they made him a regular character. Peel's like, I don't know, Ted had its moments, but it really wasn't that funny. You know, the moment I remember the most about Ted is it was one, and you have to, and it has to be a certain, like, release of it, but it's where the prostitute shits on the floor, and they're making, it's the first one, and they're making, what's her face? Mila Kunis? I think that's her first name, Mila?
Yeah.
Mila Kunis, pick it up.
You can't cook with that
You can never cook with that hand again! Mark Wahlberg's all yelling at her. They're all, like, making gagging noises the whole time because the freaking prostitute shit on the floor. Jesus Christ. That was the only part of that movie that I will say that I laughed really hard at. And I was like, hey, I'm done. It just was like, oh, God. And that was probably the only, like, poop joke shit that I was like, that's actually pretty funny.
Sophie, when does the Monk movie come out on Peacock?
Sophie says Bad Bunny could take part in Night 2 of Mania. Walter's in the chat now. Hey, Walter. How's it going? Why were you late? Just kidding.
Yeah, they could do something where, like, Logan Paul main events night 1 and then Bad Bunny main events night 2.
Maybe.
Roman goes on first.
Walter says the Street Profits won. Boo. Okay, at 9 p.m. I'm going. I'll be here Saturday for AEW Full Gear. Yep, so will we. Sophie says I see trailers thanks to YouTube or Twitter. There you go.
So you
YouTube
just
and
Google Twitter, like, trailers and just watch it constantly?
Maybe they've watched so many YouTube trailers for movies that when they go through their feed, it's just there.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Because if you watch stuff, even on there, but you don't follow it, it'll pop things up that you're interested in. Like your interests. Picola says, did you take a look at the stuff I posted for y'all? You know, I looked at some of it and everything. But I didn't take a long look at a lot of it.
You told me what it was, but I can't remember even what it was.
It's on
What was
Instagram messages if you want to look at.
That's
Off the top of my head, I don't know. You'll have to go look yourself.
Being mean.
Yeah. Walter's like, AEW Collision is on too. Yep, we're watching some of that as well. AEW Rampage 10 p.m. Look, long Friday night. Yeah, too bad people have lives and don't want to sit here and watch it all the time. Just kidding. I would never say that.
I don't have a life.
Whatever. Life better than watching wrestling all the time. Yeah. No, there's no about that. So he says, I have seen Ted. I didn't watch Ted 2. Walter says the new movies coming up will be funny. And Sophie says January 11th, 2024. For your monk thing.
January 11th?
2024.
Something else is that day, too.
Picola says, does Sky Blue sort of resemble Mila Kunis?
No.
No, I don't think so. I personally don't think so. But Walter says, I'm still in chat. Sorry, late. Busy cleaning. Oh, you're
That's
cleaning?
when the Ted movie comes out.
Oh, the Ted series. Oh, okay. When does that Monk movie come out, Sophie, that you saw the preview
Oh, look at
for?
the girls in the back.
Oh, they're
Cripple her.
beating her up because they went and talked to her.
Break her knee.
Nobody's going to want to be their partner if they all get beat up. That's what they're trying to make the thing. Like, oh no,
They should
don't
just
be on
have
their
her
team.
join them. So it's 5.
One of us. I'm just kidding.
Road Dogg, please.
He's going to run as fast as he can if you have Bianca coming at you, because guess what's going to happen?
Did anybody watch the boxing match last night? So what's funny about it is I'm not kidding. This is not a joke.
It's a joke.
I fell asleep. That's not a joke.
The joke.
That's not a joke. So in reality, I really did fall asleep because I had a headache, not because the match was so boring. But everybody on the internet posted pictures of themselves sleeping during the match, like all the other boxers and stuff. No, I'm not shitting you. They
were like, we're pretend sleeping, but it was so boring.
This fight lasted all 12 rounds. The challenger to Shakur Stevenson threw however many punches, I don't know. He landed 40. It's the lowest stat-tracked boxing match of all time. Shakur Stevenson landed 65 punches.
You know, they should do an investigation on it.
So together, they landed 105 punches in 12 rounds. It's right around 8.5, 8.75.
By the way, guys, these
punches.
aren't heavyweights.
Yeah, these are 130
they're not
pounds.
heavyweight fighters.
130 pounders.
Which should be doing a lot more than that.
About 100 punches landed a round,
At
or
least.
80 is a kind of a normal for little guys like this. 105 for 12 rounds. That's 8.75 landed punches for both of them per round. I don't think one guy landed more than 5 punches in any round.
That's pathetically weird.
I was like, what in the fuck am I watching? Anyway, Shakur Stevenson won unanimously, and he's the new champion. But it's just like, it was for a vacant championship.
It's like they were like, well, we don't really have to try. Well, Shakur's going to get it anyways. It's like they just said, here you go. How pathetic is that?
40 punches, or landed, not 40.
Oh my God. If I was that commission, I would be freaking investigating everything possible because somebody got paid off for something.
It does make me wonder the second least amount of punches ever landed in a fight if it was 65. They just didn't put that on there.
Right? They're like, oops, we forgot to tell you guys.
Just a question. I have a question for a friend. Is the second lowest 65? Because that's terrible. 65 should be landed in like one round, maybe 2.
Yeah.
Realistically 2, like 70 in 2 rounds or something.
Right? Sophie says I go on Twitter and sometimes it gives me random stuff. And people is like, what is going on, STD? Well, they were showing how Rey got hurt.
He's in the hospital. He's out for a few months. He's got his leg all wrapped up. He's had surgery.
He's got the knee issues.
Oh, now we're blessed with Dragon Lee.
Belair talked to that Reckoning wherever lady, whatever the fuck her name is.
Dragon Lee's like
Keith Lee's wife.
He's the equivalent of Daniel Garcia for AEW. At least he's not main eventing yet. It's like, no, he's not, dude. He's more like Wheeler Yuta.
They're like, look, this is the new Rey, everybody.
Everybody needs the
They're
Wheeler
like, they
Yuta.
just showed what happened to Rey, and they're like, look, we're going to put this guy out there so that we can have this as a problem. Anyways, so really, Piccolo, they're just giving some stuff. Oh, he wanted some stuff.
He wants
earlier.
to avenge Rey Mysterio.
Just go down there. There we go.
So
Don't be
Axiom,
weird.
whoever that is from NXT, is going to wrestle Dragon Lee. So if anybody needs a soda or anything, this would be the time to go get it.
Anyways, so Piccolo, not a lot's going on. Oh, like I said, and then Bailey and the Riff Raff went and attacked Reckoning in the back and beat her the fuck up. So she couldn't be on the team of Bailey and Charlotte and them. So now it's going to get around that nobody's going to want to be on their team because everybody who goes on their team just gets beat up.
December 8th is the Monk movie.
Of this year. Nice. Walter says good matches on SmackDown. Sophie says sometime next month. Walter says yes, cat fight. Walter says oh, Road Dogg from DX on commentary. And Sophie says December 8th, 2023 is when the Monk movie comes out.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sophie. Travis just looked it up too, and I hadn't gotten there yet. Walter's like Kevin Owens suspended at home. Sophie's like, we don't know how long Corey Graves is going to be out on paternity leave. At least 8 weeks. Sophie says with the Monk movie, if they do it right, they could do a bunch of movies like they did with Psych. Piccolo says a sack of potatoes, Brian Cage. I would never volunteer to take a bump off that guy. What? What? Why? What? Ew. Sophie's like, expect them to give us random people to be part of the commentary team on SmackDown until Graves comes back. Yes, randoms.
They should just hire somebody to fill in.
Sophie's like, Solo is back tonight. Who knows what the role he will have at Survivor Series. And also that The Rock said his next film project will be a live-action Moana movie. Wow, how dumb.
Yeah.
He's really going for the low ball of being an actor, isn't he?
Isn't it funny that it's in Hawaii?
Oh my God, they're going to do it in Hawaii? Are they going to do it on Maui? That's all burned up? Did he buy it with all of his billions that he had people give him so that they could help that fund that didn't help anybody because they needed money from other people when they should have just pledged their own fucking money as a donation and wrote it off on their taxes?
It's a write-off.
That is a write-off.
What's a write-off? You know, where you write it off? Those are funny. It's a write-off.
He totally does, Road Dogg. Thanks for explaining to me that he steals those moves out of nowhere against this other person that we don't even know who he is either.
Fucking absolute garbage.
Thank you for showing us all the stuff that we have no idea. It's like AEW
on my fucking
Hey, look, they're
SmackDown.
over there too.
I know, I'm watching
They're
it.
everywhere. This is amazing.
AEW just invaded fucking SmackDown. Ugh.
This is great. That's so great. Pickle's like, how your boy Booker T? Shucky ducky quack quack. How about... Yeah, they should put him on there. I'm sure that'll be even more entertaining.
They need him on Tuesdays.
They should put Shawn Michaels on there too. Put him up there. He probably wouldn't be able to see what's really happening though. You probably think there's like 2 people out there when there really wasn't.
Hey, Brian Cage with the big clothesline over on one of the best friends, Trent. I think that's Trent. Yeah, that's Trent. Did you guys know, because I didn't until yesterday, that the PS5 came out with a slim version? Like it is replacing the original PS5? Nothing faster, nothing better processor. It has a little bit bigger memory, but not a lot. It goes up to a terabyte instead of the 800 megabyte hard drive that they have now, and or memory card, whatever it is. What's memory called? Not RAM, but the other one. Storage. And yeah, but it's 30% smaller. And it's got like a black stripe on the side.
But does it have a better fan so it doesn't start on fire?
I don't know. I was thinking about buying one.
What the fuck? You already have a PS5, you freakoid.
Yeah, I know, but I can put it in my collection.
Oh, jeez. You're so weird.
Oh, on Temu, they sell covers, and they have a gold one.
Oh, Lord.
And it's shiny, like it's really nice, like it's gold plated or whatever it is. But it's like $50 because it's normally like $150 or whatever.
For a skin?
Yeah, it's not a skin. It's the covers. Like you pop them off and put new ones on.
Oh.
And the people are like, it literally looks like a PS6. Like, I mean, it makes it so cool looking. And I'm like, fuck.
Rebecca's like, be right back. Have to get a snack.
Woo!
Yeah, I don't blame you. So it's like Axiom. They are making it seem like he is getting called up next. Walter's like, Dragon Lee for the win. And people's like, huh? What? And Sophie's like, why can't they bring Pat McAfee back just for a little bit?
He's so busy. There's no way.
He's got college football he has to do.
It's college football, but he's got his show also, and he's got a contract with ESPN.
Chris
That's big.
says, too much lucha. Sophie says, bring back the king. Sophie says, I heard about that with the PS5. The king probably would have a stroke on TV. Pico's like, Chris, you watching the Wild West Hoedown on Twitch? This is must-see streaming. The Wild West Hoedown on Twitch.
I want to see a hoedown.
Sophie says that seems to happen a lot with the PlayStation. Once you get it, like months later, they'll make a slim version of it, and I don't understand the difference.
They do it, so prior to this one, they do it in the middle of the lifespan. The lifespan's about 6 years-ish. And so it's been out since 2020. It's 3 years deep, almost 4 years. And they released it again. They make a smaller version. Usually, they pack it full of better stuff, but they didn't. So it has the same processor. Everything's the same, except for the storage is a little bit bigger, like 200 megabytes bigger. And it's smaller, so it's a little cooler. But like the other one, it was like a PS4S, and there's a PS4 Plus, and then there was something else too. But anyways, we might get those down the road, but I would doubt it. And at some point, they're going to get rid of the disc versions. And I don't know if Xbox is going to do anything. I looked up theirs, and they didn't have anything cool.
Chris says Brian Cage is single-handedly carrying the wrestling business tonight on both programs, and that's not saying much between these two matches.
This is a tough watch for SmackDown. I don't know what they're doing.
Pico says, to be honest, I haven't had a console in years. Trent getting a single push. Interesting. I know he's got a thing against Christian Cage on Rampage later. Sophie says, who else does the WWE have that could be a replaceable commentator when one of their commentators aren't there for some reason?
Wrestlers. Kevin Owens would have been fine. I don't know why they suspended him. He would have been a...
They're like, well, we have to keep with the storyline.
But I will let you know, Sami Zayn's fantastic.
Yeah, put him out there as a commentator.
The Miz would do fine, but those guys are kind of in storylines right now, so it's harder.
He did it with Kevin Owens, which is just silly.
Well, Kevin's not in any storylines.
He was kind of not in a storyline, but he was starting to be in one with those guys. And
they don't have that strong woman anymore. I mean, obviously Charlotte could do it, but there again, she's in a storyline. Alexa, if she was around, could do it. Stop. Before we even get started. Who else is there?
You'd have to have a good talker. So I
mean, if you had Vince McMahon, he can definitely do it. He was one of my favorite announcers growing up as a kid, ever. I didn't know he owned the company until freaking Bret Hart spit on him. What the fuck?
Like, why is he spitting on that guy?
Why is he spitting on the?
Why is he so angry about it?
He didn't spit on Jesse Ventura. That's because Jesse Ventura would have broke him in half. Vince is a dude that understands the business. Jesse Ventura's like, did you just fucking spit on me?
Papa Cannoli in the chat. Hey, Papa.
Hey, Papa.
Says anyone know where to watch live SmackDown? I'm on West Coast and don't want to wait.
No, I know. The app.
Totally understand. Fox Sports app, man. That's the only way we'll be able to watch it.
That's how we're doing it, too. We're in Idaho, so we're kind of on the West Coast.
We're west enough that it would start
It would start an hour later, so we have to watch it on the app. So, Fox Sports app.
The app is free. The Fox Sports app is free. But in order to be able to utilize it, Don't you have to like have a TV provider?
Yeah, you just
or
put in your cable or TV provider.
if you have cable or like a satellite provider would be it.
anything, basically.
Otherwise, you just might have to do a search for it to be able to watch it.
TikTok.
Yeah, I don't know if YouTube TV would be considered a TV provider. It might be. I don't know, man.
You might
just
want to
have
go
to
look,
try it.
and then you go all the way over on the top and click on it, and then sign into provider. And then when that pops down, it has like 12 different things on there.
Yeah. I just never looked for YouTube TV, so I couldn't even say. Feels like, well, Papa Cannoli, the host of this fine streaming establishment, are also on the West Side.
West Side!
West Side.
You know he listens to cool music.
So he says, doesn't Xbox do the same thing as PlayStation? Like they get new versions for a month after PlayStation comes out with theirs?
Right, that's what I'm waiting for. But why wouldn't they do it for Black Friday?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm thinking they're not going to do it till maybe next year.
Right.
But I do know the Nintendo is supposed to be coming out with one. What's that?
The Switch?
The Switch 2.
Oh, wow.
And so I don't know if that's in a week or if that's just whenever they.
So he says
release
if they
it.
still had Cena, I could see him be one of the commentators. He has done it before.
Yeah, he can do a really good job too. And he's not in a storyline, but.
So they gave Dragon Lee a win.
Holy crap.
People were so excited about
Dragon
it too.
Lee
Congratulations. Mario is in the chat. Anyway, it says, is Randy coming back next Monday or next Friday? Have no idea. Maybe he will be on the pay-per-view next weekend instead. Maybe you won't see him on any of the TV things until pay-per-view. Maybe. Pico's like, oh, Maine. Sophie says, even with all the streaming services, I never watched stuff live on it. Pico's like, it's crazy. Always crazy, Pico.
Hey, it's Wardlow
Always
over
crazy.
on Collision. If you guys watch Collision,
Who's he
Collision
gonna
is
beat up?
on tonight. If you guys watch Collision, it's on right now.
Who's he
Wardlow's coming down.
Who's he gonna beat up real
He's gonna
quick?
smash
Is
somebody.
it a nobodies? Who's the nobody? Who's he fighting nobodies?
I don't know who it was, but
Wardlow smash.
It's over already.
Wardlow smash.
It's over already.
Nice. He broke him without even starting it.
No, he attacked him and then slammed him. And is he leaving? Oh no, he's going up top.
Oh.
Why is Wardlow going up top?
I don't know. Maybe he decided he needed to be a flyer. Fuck would I know what he's doing.
Wardlow, a high flyer. Look at that. Swanton bomb. He's showing off his athletic ability.
His athleticism.
You know, he reminds me of that one comedian that's kind of funny. I can't remember his name, though.
Which one? Which comedian is that?
I don't know. He does a lot of just communication with the crowd.
Okay.
That kid. Like, he talks to the crowd pretty much the whole time.
Oh, is he the one that like said the mom was hot and then talked to the
Yes.
daughter?
Yes. That
Oh,
one.
I don't know his name.
I don't either. But look. That's what Wardlow looks like. But on steroids, obviously.
I was like,
But do you see it?
a little, I guess.
It's like his big brother.
Sophie says, do you think Corbin will be back on the main roster before they go to France since he's a big deal over there for some reason?
Corbin's a big deal everywhere. And no, I don't think he'll be back on the main roster. If he doesn't cut it down in NXT, he'll be just done.
Piccolo says, it would be great if Wardlow would get actual opponents. Well, that's all they're doing, right, is making sure he's still in your face. It's dumb. So he's like, I bet if AEW Collision wasn't on tonight, you guys wouldn't watch it. We wouldn't.
Well, I watch Collision,
I wouldn't.
but I do it on DVR.
Piccolo's like, both
and
Karrion
on
Kross
Sunday
and
or
Wardlow
Monday.
are just NPCs to me. Non-playable characters. Well, considering that they don't do anything with him at all, and the shit that they do with him is, like, dumb.
Oh, I was going to send you the matches so you could print them out.
Oh, thanks.
I didn't because I was worried that you were in trouble at work, so. And you shouldn't be using the printer.
I think it's a printer. Why not?
Is that the right size?
What are you
Looks
talking
tiny.
about? Yeah, it's fine. What is your deal?
Just
Mind your
watching
own
work.
business. You don't know what you're talking about because you don't make them, so
It
you
looks
have
like
no
it's
idea.
that tall.
Okay.
Are you doing
Just because
miniature
ours are
ones?
like used and old and doesn't
Why
mean
don't I get a new one?
anything.
Look at that. Tony Storm And Sheeta tomorrow. That should be a good one. That'll last 5 minutes. Hey, there's a ladder match. Ricky Stark's going to be in it. I'll watch that. Oh, and Jay White, MJF, main event in it. Jay White signs a contract, gets a main event on one of their big 4 pay-per-views. He's basically the world champion. We watched him pin MJF on Wednesday.
True.
What more do you need?
And their fake impromptu weirdness. Sophie says, who you think is the big signing? Tony Khan is making a big deal about it.
Oh my gosh. It's either Will Ospreay or somebody from New Japan.
It's going to be so big.
Oh my god, you should hear.
It's going to be so amazing.
Like, he is such a doofus. It's a huge name.
Such a huge name.
And it's like, it can't be Dolph. I mean, I guess it can be Dolph, but I'm pretty sure Dolph can't do anything until December. And
So they couldn't even show him having a contract.
They just said, go ahead, dude. Just go work.
Yeah, like, we don't give a shit.
But,
You're worthless
anyway.
anyway.
Even if it is Dolph, that's not a big signing. And so, therefore, the only real big free agent that I've ever heard of is Will Ospreay.
Right.
You know, for what they have right now.
True. If they wanted it.
I mean,
People says it's Joey Janela, so there you go.
It could be Joey Janela. He's huge.
Chris says, yeah, I saw the Twitch stream of Hoedown, kind of trash. Jaco is in the chat. Hey, Jaco says, hi, how are you? Great, how are you doing, bud?
Look, they made Santos cool again.
That's funny. So, Sophie says, Karrion Kross, remember when he came back, it looked like they were setting up something major for him, and now he is kind of where he was when he first got released. Pico says, like, what are 38,000 people doing? The simping is real, am I right? That's true. So right. Walter says, okay, bye, guys. See you Saturday night for AEW Full Gear. Bye, Walter. Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow. Pico says, take care, Walter. And Sophie says, I thought Will Ospreay contract ends in February.
Me too. And that's why I was thinking it can't be him either. So who is this?
Who
is it like...
It's Cher.
Sasha? Although I did hear Sasha's coming back to WWE. I don't know how true it is, but I did read that somewhere.
It's Cher.
Like
He's signing Cher.
The singer?
Mm-hmm.
She's like 80.
That's fine. He hires all kinds of 80-year-old.
That's true.
He has like 5 or 12 of them there. He really likes the old ones. It's disgusting.
But knowing him, it's probably like that Kobe Ibishi or whatever, the guy.
Oh, yeah.
So when he says world known, I'm like, mm-hmm. So it's not anybody that I would know.
Oh, Santos, you're getting booed because people don't like that you beat up Ray. They don't like that when you beat up their people.
They don't like him because he sucks. And then on top of that, he beat up Ray.
You suck. You suck. You suck.
Give us the expression. Never meet your heroes.
No, he met him, worked with him, and then beat him up. Okay.
Does anybody know his dad?
Why are they saying what? Shouldn't they be saying like, K? K?
No.
K? Oh, that's wrong. You're not supposed to say K.
Nobody says that.
K?
Hopefully the LW... Hopefully the...
K?
Hopefully the LWO
K?
comes down.
See, it works just as good.
Zelina Vega was backstage.
K?
Okay.
Chris says Ronda Rousey could sign to AEW because she's been doing indies with Athena from ROH, plus Taya Valkyrie has been training with her. Maybe, I guess. Maybe it's her. Picola says, I didn't watch it, but last night Impact TNA, whatever the fuck it is, had Naomi fight Sunny Kiss. Yeah, I saw that. I saw a thing on it on Instagram, I think, when I was scrolling through there the other night. Sophie says, if it is, will stink for Triple H since he had his eye on him for years. Sophie says WWE is interested in getting Okada. John says they're going to be in Philly Friday through Monday Mania weekend. Nice. Pico says more masks. Well, it's taco a la carte tonight on Collision and SmackDown. Yeah, but Santos doesn't wear a lucha.
Ray stole it from you.
And then he stole it from me. And I'm going to cry about it later. So he's like, all the WWE talent that was released like a couple months ago have to wait until the end of the year. Then that is when they could appear in AEW or Impact. Pico says, John, do you enjoy going to cons at all? Sophie says, Tony Khan signed Kota Ibushi this past Wednesday after Dynamite. Tony also said this superstar is well respected by AEW fans. Pico says, I would imagine up there tons of fandom cons are always happening. John's like, I did when I was younger, bought a title belt in 98, still have it. Flair's big gold belt.
Best
That's
belt
cool.
ever.
That's pretty cool. Ooh.
Call him a bum. Call him a bum. Ray betrayed him. And the crowd betrayed him. Is his boys coming out?
Ouch.
Did they betray him also? Oh, he's going to apologize.
Why is Ray still in a hospital bed?
I hope you catch an infection and I hope they have to amputate.
Wonder if that actually happens. Do you think he'd feel bad?
Of course he would.
He'd be like, it was just a joke, and then he actually gets it, and then maybe he dies.
Zelina's going out there.
She's gonna kick his ass.
Zelina's going to go down there and fight him. Either that or she's going to be with him, which would make more sense. Here she comes.
She's like, I'll kick your ass,
Look at her
Seabass.
outfit.
What did he say? He said bad things. He said mean things.
I did the right thing. Me and you were through. Oh, smack!
She slapped the shit out of him. Slapped him.
She slapped it.
She's like, you know what? I don't get to do that to my husband, so here. Slap your ass. Right to the face
He
hole.
smiled. He should bring out the girl from NXT that he was with down there. She's crying. She's shaking and crying. The LWO.
Redonkulous. Ooh.
I made
you. Oh, no.
Which is fact, by the way.
Why is he so power hungry? What a weirdo.
I like it. These guys should join him, though.
Why?
Because they're pointless.
Because they came with him before?
El Tasma or whatever their name.
So now they'll have to leave Selena by herself?
Well, Selena
She's the only person around. She's the only
There it
LWO.
is. He's sticking his fists out. So one speaks Spanish. The other one speaks perfect English. Get him, Santos. There he kicked him out.
Ooh, you're dead to me. Where is it?
Not only are they done, but they're really done. If they leave, that's like the Usos leaving the bloodline. Except for they're not anywhere near as good as
So
the Usos.
Carlito ruined everything.
Yeah, Carlito's cancer. And he'll probably join him. It is 2-on-1 right now. But one's kicking two's ass.
There we go.
Who does number 2 work for?
Oh my god, you tell that poop.
You tell that turd. Oh, here comes Carlito. It's going to be 3-on-1.
Is he
unless
gonna?
Carlito
Is he gonna?
joins him.
Is he gonna come down with an apple?
No.
Why not? He should spit in the face if people are uncool.
Yeah, but so he's going to spit in the tag team face?
Yeah. He can't spit in anybody's face. I just figured he'd come down with an apple, spit in people's faces. Beep, 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 beep.
That's cool. Except for it looks Easter-ish.
Oh
I like it.
Nobody asked your fucking opinion, sir.
Well, I gave it.
Well,
Isn't that
good
what
for
you're
you. I'm
supposed
glad you threw it out of your face. That doesn't count for anything.
That's all it does. This counts. I like it. Did you make 2?
No, this is the first one I got done. Chris said, plus Rhonda did show up at a Wrestling Revolver indie show yesterday.
I was going to
says-
watch that, but I had a headache.
Piccolo says you carry it around with you at random places. Sophie's asking John about his belts. If he carries it around with him at random places, he said, just dinner. Nice.
Shit.
I bet your wife enjoys that. Sophie's like, rumors are this Rey versus Santos feud will lead to a group versus group with Zelina in the middle of it. Chris says Zelina is a natural heel. Piccolo says, full real. I would be at Costco picking up wine and frozen food with it around my waist. Nice. So he's like, so thanks to Dom, Logan Paul and Santos hate Rey. Piccolo's like, Lopez something or other. Chris says, yep, Santos bring up Electra Lopez or Carmen Electra or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
John's
And she got a lot sexier. She looks good now.
John says, I have it in case in my man cave.
What are we
In a
talking
case, his Flair's big gold belt that he got
Oh, there's nothing cooler
at
than
a
that.
con, a title belt that he got. Nothing cool about it? Is that what you said?
No, that's the coolest thing ever.
Oh,
I
and
said
yeah,
nothing cooler than that.
right. And they're talking about Piccolo's like, I would wear it everywhere.
Oh,
And then
okay.
John said, yeah, I wear it to dinner. It's like special occasion kind of thing. And he
Sit
goes, no,
down.
I have it in a case in my man cave, is what he said.
Just carry it around.
Piccolo's like, I would wear it to Costco, picking up frozen food and wine. Ran around my waist everywhere I went. Anyways, Piccolo's like, such a swerve, snooze.
I should buy one of those.
Sophie says, do you think Zelina would be a future women's champion one day?
No.
Why not? They put Liv in there. They've got, Sky in there. Why not?
Well, I guess-
I mean, any day. I mean, they could just do it.
You got EO, so I guess you could.
Piccolo's like, Travis, you fired. Robbie says, Uso's best thing on Bloodline. Piccolo says, nothing in this whole world compares to a Bloodline break. So he says, so they broke up the LWO? I have no idea what's happening.
Yes. I mean, obviously, there's only 2 members. Well, unless Lena Vega's part of them, I don't know.
She is part of the LWO. Piccolo says, I never knew how much Twitch streamers are alcoholics. Here for it. Jaco says, Roman Reigns Mas Los WWE Undisputed Championship. Yeah? It must be it. Robbie says, Carlito showing his inner strength. Sophie says, Zelina replaced Electra Lopez for a reason when they called up LWO. Well, they weren't LWO when they got called up. Robbie says, oh, just wear it with pride. John's like, I always wanted the NWA TV title.
Yeah, that was a good one. I like that. It was really pretty. The original U.S. Championship over there also.
Right?
One of the better belts.
It's called Ocean, that color. It's called Ocean. Freak.
What? Just call me a name.
Yeah, called you a freak because you're a freak.
How about you don't?
Why? Because it's true.
No truth to that at all. It's slander, actually.
Oh, man, Cat, you're annoying.
I have a purse that says purse. I got a lake making machine.
Is my voice on TV right now?
Like a ninja?
The fact that she was on a cycle makes it even funnier because cycling is her passion.
It is. She's blasting her quad.
She's blasting her quads.
Is it just me, or is Roosh always on TV?
Is that the long-haired weirdo guy over there?
Mm-hmm. He was with Andrade for a minute. Roosh. Remember he was
Oh, the
bull?
white bull.
Yeah.
Blanco. Whatever it
El
was.
Doble Blanco. El Doble.
Don't
Can't
you do
talk
it.
with a toothpick in my mouth.
No way! That's so strange. Sophie says WWE is partnered up with the Big 12 college football. Pila says, okay, here's the real question. NWA TV title, who's the first wrestler you think of back in the day?
Tully Blanchard.
That's who John says too.
U.S. champion, I think of Lex Luger. World champion, I think of Ric Flair. Tag team champions. It's kind of a tough one, but it automatically in my head goes to the Steiners. But Harlem Heat was really, really good champions also. And if you go back even further, it's the Road Warriors. But the Road Warriors to me never really had them. So you had like the Midnight Express, the Rock and Roll Express. They seemed like they had the belts more than the Road Warriors did. Because the Road Warriors didn't really need them. Little baby KK. Little baby KK. It's all sorts of upset. So epic. We could do that here, and they should do that here.
What is that?
The river. Make the river like a big part of it.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like just make it wider and bigger.
So this is Cameron Grimes, the person they bring on and off TV since they called him up from NXT. Yeah, he's back. He's on there. John's like, Tully and Don Morocco were the coolest bad guys back then. Sophie says, I don't know how NWA had a TV title. And Quentin says,
They
since
had
Corey
two.
Graves is taking care of his newborn baby, they should let Pat McAfee do commentary again next week. He's really busy. He's doing a lot of college football and stuff, man, so I don't know if they would be able to have him. John's like, since mid-70s, Sophie. And Sophie says, Impact and Ring of Honor do have one thing in common. Not that many fans care about both. Piacola says, oh, might be confused. For some reason, I think it was the WCW television title. And I would say Stunning Steve Austin. John's like, Steamboat beat Flair for his first TV title. Peel's like, hells yeah. And Rebecca is back saying was making homemade Rice Krispies, and they flopped. Oh,
Dude,
did
I
you
watched
use
a
old
guy.
marshmallows?
I watched a guy do that.
Flopping
Yeah, flopping.
Krispies?
No, so he took Rice Krispies, he put it in a wok, and he cooked them for a second.
Like browned them?
Not really, just kind of heated them up. I don't understand why.
Okay.
And then he dumps them out, and then he puts butter in the pan, but he uses expensive butter. He says you can use normal household butter, but if you use the nicer stuff, you know, because it has so many calories, you might as well have it make it taste good.
Right.
And then he puts in marshmallows, like 2 packages of them, and mixes that up, and then puts the Rice Krispies in it, and then works it in. Then he takes it and puts it back in the box that the Rice Krispies were in with the plastic.
Okay.
And then when you're done, he pulls it out, and it's perfect block of what was in the box. And he's like, you'll have extra left over, but
Huh, weird.
that way you don't have to dirty a pan or anything. He just kind of like sprays some anti-stick stuff in the bag. He's like, yeah, you can walk around your house just eating, and the people think you're just eating
Rice
cereal,
Krispies.
but it's your Rice Krispie treats.
John's like, Duggan found the WCW title belt in the trash. Peel's like, Don Morocco had Mr. Fuji, but that was in the WWF.
Yeah, it was definitely WWS stuff.
Sophie says, if Tony Khan really wants to troll, I could see him signing Ronda. And John says, Scott Hall dropped a belt in the trash. Piccolo says, it's a shame Scott Hall never held the world title. John says, yes, Cola Morocco was IC champ, Tully TV champ, Great Hills. Sophie says, they are making both Backlash and Elimination Chamber must-see pay-per-view events by putting them in different countries every year.
absolutely.
And Piccolo says, Ruh-roh, big man face off. Why pull a stupid ladder, guys? I don't know. There's a ladder. Anyways, right now they're got a match between two NXT old guys.
It's irritating. Like, this Graves or whatever his name is terrible. Grimes.
Cameron Grimes.
He had one good storyline. It lasted for a while in NXT. He was like this rich guy.
Yeah.
And it still wasn't great. It was just not terrible. And somehow he's on the main roster, and I have no idea how. Other than they just need a stepping stone nerd dude.
They're like, we need this guy. He makes life better.
Grayson Waller, if that finishes this, which it is, his finisher's the same as Chelsea Grade's.
Oh, that's funny.
Except for it's a little more athletic. But it's the exact same ending of it.
That's funny.
Grayson Waller getting it done. Representing for Australia. He come from the land down under.
Oh, jeez.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Is she going to get beat up now?
Mm-hmm. Look at her boots. Do you see how tall those are?
Mm-hmm.
The bottoms? She put fish aquariums in those. Solo could be on their team, on the women's team.
Yeah.
Put a wig on or whatever.
Sure. Why not? Identify as a lady for the night. What in the weirdness is happening in my ear?
Just one of the greatest songs in music.
Sophie says, do you expect SummerSlam and Money in the Bank pay-per-views to take place in different countries as well?
No. I'm just going to say no to those because I just don't know. Probably could happen, but I don't know.
Sophie says, Cameron Grimes, it seemed like they had an idea planned for him when they called him up. Yeah, they had an idea planned for him when they called him up, but where'd it go?
Well, he was terrible.
What was the plan?
You know, you can't force people on people. And Triple H is going to run into that. And that's what he ran into. And that's what he's running into with the women's champion right now. The fans don't care.
Yeah.
Twitter might. What's funny about it, though, is that he made fun of people being on Twitter complaining about wrestling. And now he only is going by what people on Twitter want in wrestling.
It's true.
Hypocrite much?
Yeah. Nobody said he was intelligent.
Well, that's not what he's known for.
Piccolo says, why in the world does Lena Vega look like a space-age Dallas Cowboy cheerleader?
I don't
Houston,
know.
we have a problem.
She-
I don't know. Her outfit tonight is not my fave. And the fact
yeah.
that she has like a weird like number on her butt is even more strange to me.
Oh my god. I have to admit it. I didn't see her butt. I didn't see a number. What
It
the
was
hell
on
am
the
I
bottom.
looking at?
I don't know. It was on the bottom of her skirt when she was walking away from the ring after she slapped him. It was 1004. It was like if you were in a marathon or something, one of those kind of like tags. That's what it was.
Like 1,004?
1004.
Damn. Maybe it's her locker number.
Why would it be your locker?
Like a combination.
It's not a combination. You need like 6 numbers for that.
No, like a
John says, remember
Combination.
we said about weekday pay-per-views. WrestleMania 2 was on Monday night.
Yeah, I think it was. I think I remember that.
So he says they are treating this solo return like the Roman Reigns returns we got all year. Well, they got to do something, I guess, to try to make him relevant of something.
They need to do something so it's not an indie show because it's terrible right now.
Yeah, it's all indie stuff that they've been doing, which is pathetic.
This is old stuff from the early 2000s.
Oh, not the attacking. Let's see. Pico's like, WrestleMania 2, Jeebus. And John's like, might ticket like a deli number. No, it was like a like when you run a marathon or something and you put the whole like, and you have that piece of paper that goes across your chest and it's like a big rectangle. That's what it was. It was on the bottom of her little mini skirt. And it probably wasn't ginormous.
Here we go. Look, they beat her up. So they're going to have to find a girl
that doesn't get beat up?
That is intimidating. But all the intimidating ones are on the other network. You know, Rack Rod and whatever her name is. Nia Jax.
What?
Jade Cargill.
I don't want to see her on this pay-per-view for that. I think it'd be weird.
We got to start somewhere.
Oh, goodness. Pickle says, hey guys, did I tell you we started putting up Christmas lights today? You did not.
That's awesome.
Sorry. You did not tell us that you were putting up Christmas lights. Does your mom already have out all of her Christmas decoration, though? I figured she would have started that stuff like November 1st. In all reality. Because she has so much of it, I would think it would take her a minute to kind of get it all up.
A lot of jokes to be made with that.
With what?
Nothing.
With Christmas decorations?
No.
With what?
What you said.
What did I say?
I'm not saying anything because it's Picola's mom. But if we pretend it's not Picola's mom.
About Christmas decorations up on November 1st?
And how hard it is to get it up.
That's what she said.
She just said.
It's not my fault your testosterone level is low.
Low T. Like the big hurt. Doug Flutie. Joining the commercial.
Sophie says that new Rob Lowe game show looks interesting. John says, trivia, who was Mania match?
The main event in WrestleMania 2 was Hulk Hogan and King Kong Bundy.
First Mania 1.
Oh, WrestleMania 1? Then the main event was Hulk Hogan and Mr. T versus Paul Orndorff and Roddy Piper, I believe, with Randy Orton's dad, Bob Orton, at ringside with this cast.
Pickle says, and we already put up everything Christmas on the inside. Nice. There was the answer to it already. Now, but when did you start putting up all of that? I mean, was it November 1st? Curiously.
And I think Muhammad Ali was the guest referee on the outside.
Sophie says Target and Walmart officially is closed on Thanksgiving Day. Good for them. Not.
Why wouldn't they
They're
be?
not gonna. Well, remember how the Black Friday thing became like this weird thing where they would like start having like their sales on Thanksgiving Day, and everything used to be closed on Thanksgiving Day, and they'd only have Black Friday deals at like starting at like 4:00 in the morning on Friday morning, right? Well, then they just got earlier and earlier and the day before and like all this crap, and it's just like fuck off, just. Let people have time with their families on that day. Be closed. It's fine.
Anybody else eat late on Thanksgiving? Because most people I knew growing up ate like at 2.
Well, that's what we always did. Was
That's
like
what I'm
2
saying.
o'clock.
So I'd be done by 8 anyway. Like,
Right? Like,
I went to like 2 or 3 different Thanksgiving days because my parents were divorced and I had grandparents too, so I'd go everywhere. Mm-hmm. And I'd still be done by 8.
right. Bill's like, what was the main event, you ask? And he's like, LOL. And John's like, no, opening match. So he's like, wow, the Booker Steve Austin famous segment is almost 22 years old. Bill's like, dang, SD Jones versus Greg Valentine. Just a guess. And Sophie says, do you think Bayley will somehow be part of the Bianca team? Bill's like, maybe a week ago, a little time breezes
Possibly.
by. Oh, so you guys, to put it up just a week ago? Wow, I figured you guys would have started way earlier than that, but that's cool. John's like, Bundy versus SD Jones. It was said to be 9 seconds. Quickest match ever. Was the opening match on the first Mania.
Was King Kong Bundy and somebody?
SD Jones.
I don't know who that is.
So if it says
Was that the midget one in the second WrestleMania? Didn't King Kong Bundy team up with a midget and then they wrestled a midget and another guy? Was that WrestleMania 2? That shit was hilarious. And then King Kong Bundy turned on his own midget. And then he was splashing them and trying to, like, injure the midgets.
Oh, jeez. Sounds terrible.
No, it couldn't have been the second one because he wrestled the main event. What the hell show was that? Was it WrestleMania 3? WrestleMania 3 has the greatest match ever.
Does it?
Oh, it does. It's almost unarguable. It was Ricky Steamboat and Randy Savage.
Huh.
And the most iconic match of all time was on that card also. Which is Hogan and Andre. But the greatest wrestling match of all time would have been Steamboat and Savage.
Oh god, this is annoying as fuck. So he says my aunt and cousin used to do the Black Friday thing. Chris says, yeah, I miss Black Friday. We would make it a tradition to go to Walmart after Thanksgiving at 6 o'clock. Dude, why would you go after Thanksgiving? I just don't understand that. It makes absolutely no sense to me. Black Friday wasn't about Thanksgiving Day. It was the day after Thanksgiving when all this stuff happened. So it was like me and my family usually eat lunch like very early on Thanksgiving, Chris says, but now they have it closed again. Those damn bastards. Oh, now I actually have to wait till Friday. Good. I'm glad. Pickles like SD stands for Special Delivery. Special Delivery Jones? That sounds disgusting. Is he like a milkman? Sophie says, in the old days, people leave the house after Thanksgiving dinner to go to Target to shop for Christmas gifts. Yeah, in the old days, none of those places were open.
I was going to say, I never heard
That's
of Target.
New Age shit.
I never heard of Target when I was young.
That's New Age shit. Like, none of the stores were open on Thanksgiving. Like, you didn't go Thanksgiving, Black Friday shopping until
we
Friday.
would go buy beer.
Yeah, they're the only thing that kind of is open.
And so when I was a kid, this is no joke. When I was a kid, we would go to the store, and I'd go with my cousins because they would come down, and they'd be like, we'd look for pop. And we couldn't find any that was cold. Like, you could buy cold beer, but you couldn't buy cold Coke. Like in the 6 and 12 packs.
Oh, huh.
They just, nowhere. And I'm pretty sure it's still that way. You don't see 12 packs of pop in freezers or cold fridges.
Yeah, I don't think they are. Maybe. Maybe in some of them. Maybe the bigger convenience stores, maybe, but... You know,
it's LA Knight! Now, LA Knight isn't going to be able to beat Solo if John Cena can't beat Solo, right?
I don't know. John Cena was all sad and depressed, so maybe.
Yeah.
John's like, might be Saturday night's main event. Sophie says employees for both Target and Walmart must be happy that they are finally off Thanksgiving if they get paid. Piccolo says for North Alabama, I imagine I've already said this before, for the best time to Christmas shop is on Iron Bowl Saturday. Hardly anyone is on the road or leaving the house.
That's hilarious.
I could bet. I'm surprised that the shops are even open. John's like, yes, Cola Special Delivery Jones. And Piccolo's like, absolutely. John's like, we had James Way and Kmart. We had Kmart.
We did have a Kmart. We didn't have a Walmart, though, when we were kids.
No, we didn't have Walmart when we were kids. We had Kmart.
They had Walmart on National Lampoon's Vacation, and I was like...
I know, when he goes in there and they get a whole bunch of dog food, I'm just like, oh my god, that's what that was.
When he's on the saucer, he goes right to the doors. Yeah. I'm like, what's that? And then we had one later on in life.
John's like, we had James and Kmart. We had all kinds of different weird places that were actually cool, and then life changed and it got suckier. Chris says Taker versus Michael, second best match of the time. Would you agree, Travis?
Taker versus Shawn Michaels? I would never put Shawn Michaels in my top.
Second best match of all time.
I would never put Shawn Michaels in the in a top 100 ever. Although that was a good one. You're talking about the one in the cage in the Hell in a Cell?
Probably. P.O. says, oh man, it doesn't happen around here, but in Louisiana and smaller towns, there's a dry county, and people can't buy alcohol on Sundays.
Because you have to go on a BEERUN.
What? Dry county, and they can't buy it on Sundays because it's a dry county?
Mm-hmm. That's.
How's that possible? I thought dry counties meant that they don't sell alcohol whatsoever.
Well, they can do a dry day also.
That's weird. Sophie says stores usually have Christmas stuff up after Halloween ends, but Target and Walmart open at 6 a.m. the day after Christmas.
That's not too bad.
Well, Pickle's like, yeah, it could have a long laundry list of places that are not around anymore since I grew up here in Pensacola. It's true, right? Or like how much development's been in your area since you were a kid, which is even more crazy to me than anything else, actually.
Jimmy Uso, LA Knight, main event.
Hey, the main event is up next, and it's LA Knight versus Jimmy Uso.
Some good shit. Over on Rampage, we got Rhea Ripley's man wrestling.
It's Collision.
Is it Wheeler Yuta? I can't tell who he's wrestling. It looks like Wheeler Yuta.
Yeah.
Wheeler Yuta against Buddy Murphy. Aren't these guys both heels? Mr. Ripley kicks him in the knee! Or never mind, he kneed him with a knee in the head. Guess I'm just thinking a knee. I got knee on the brain. 1, 2, and... Murphy kicks out. Of course, Wheeler Yuta's got to be main eventing it. 1, 2, and...
That one, that's what I thought.
Murphy kicks out. Or Mr. Ripley. Would you call it Ripley's Believe It or Not?
They have meat.
They have all sorts of meat. Are you going there tonight?
No. Why?
I want a sandwich.
You don't want a sandwich.
I want the pile of meat.
I thought you signed up for that thing today.
I did.
Oops.
Haven't read it yet. That's what all those texts were just now.
Oh, he got back to you already.
Just now, yeah. So now I know.
When do you have to send pictures?
I already did.
Oh, wow. You had to send pictures when you did that?
Mm-hmm. I had taken them like a week ago.
Are you sure? Or was that why you had your thing up, your tripod up out there? Creeper.
No, I didn't.
All taking naked pictures
I
of
did
yourself
an
in the front
unboxing
room.
video on that.
Like I did my porn stuff.
I did.
Out in the front room.
You want to see how sexy?
No, I don't. Thanks.
So sexy.
I don't want to see it.
Some people, it would burn their retina. Other people would find it. Look at this one.
Oh, God.
That's my favorite. Look at my face.
Did you send that one?
Oh,
to
yeah.
Oh, my God. You're such a dork. Oh, my God.
That one.
You're such a weirdo.
I did 3. Where's the other one?
Chris says, yeah, there's a lot of cucks.
There's
Kooks.
some.
Kooks who think that's best match of all time. I only give it props because of Taker, and it was in Houston.
I look like I'm trying to fart. I was going to blur my face, but then I was like, fuck it, I don't care.
Just like Dry County sounds like a Kenny Rogers song. Chris says they would open Walmart on Thursday night of Thanksgiving at 6 p.m. I understand that they did that, but they never, that's only been the last 10 years. Like, that's not something that was normal. Like, those places were open fucking on Thanksgiving at all. Like, everything was closed on Thanksgiving throughout the whole night. Unless it was like a convenience store or a gas station or something. And then you would have to, like, go wait in line at the place if you wanted whatever you were getting at Walmart or wherever. People would get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go wait in line places just so they could get whatever it was
so
they were
they
going to
could get a toy, and then they'd fight over it.
Yeah. Like, I remember the days when they had that. Fighting over shit like that. And not when they had, like, social media
Do you remember
stuff.
Sinbad versus Arnold?
Jingle all the way. You're such a weirdo.
It's true, it happened.
Sophie says, remember when Jimmy super kicked Roman on purpose?
Yeah.
Chris says, in reality, to me, the second best technical is Taker versus Kurt Angle at No Way Out 2006.
Why are we putting The Undertaker in top matches? Like, he's a big, tall, goofy dude.
Okay. People like him.
No,
I've been told multiple times.
No. There's nothing wrong
And
with
he's just amazing.
I'm just saying, like,
he's like the most amazing wrestler
when I
ever.
think of technical wrestling, I don't think of the Undertaker. He's like 7 feet and walks on the top rope. All right, who's she calling?
I don't know, but somebody that they're not going to talk to in person, so they don't get a beat down. They're
So
like, well,
there's-
she's not here. Let's call her instead. Whoever it is.
Jade.
No, I doubt it.
It's Jade. It's got to be somebody they can't bully.
Then it will have to be somebody that wins. Because at this point, they're on the losing team right now. All of them.
Yeah, but
Charlotte
Jade's
and
a
Belair
game
and Shotzi.
changer. Either that or it's
losers.
Sasha or Sasha Banks.
CM Punk, we all know it.
It could be Punk.
He's going to go out there in a dress and a wig.
Could be his wife and him, and make it a 5-man team. April Jeanette.
It's apple and jalopy. I've always known it as A for apple, J is for jalopy. Always!
One of my favorite commercials.
AJ Lee. A for apple, J for jalopy.
I love that stupid commercial when I was a kid.
So that's what I've always known her as, even though that's not her name. Go LA!
This
kick
is
his ass.
one hell of a performance and one hell of a model American.
Such a hell of a performance right now. So much so.
So over on Collision, this match must have ended.
Sophie says we still don't know why Jimmy's still helping Roman. Chris says then best WWE UK match was Walter versus Dragunov 1. Oh, you mean when Dragunov won it?
No.
Oh,
Walter
the first
won that
one
one.
when he didn't
Yeah.
win? Sophie says, nice Jingle All the Way reference, Travis. I know a great technical wrestler, but he turned out to be a bad guy in real life. Talking about Benoit.
Yeah, he kills people when he gets angry.
And himself, so there you go. So it's like, so 4 versus 4 at WarGames, weird. Only for the women, Sophie, only for the women.
There's still another week. They could rectify
Chris says,
this.
okay, then what about Brock versus Angle on SmackDown Iron match? That was probably best technical WWE match besides Ricky Steamboat versus Savage.
Yeah, I mean, obviously those two know what they're doing in the ring. They're fantastic at it.
So he says, wow, Carlito versus Escobar for Survivor Series. Carlito's first pay-per-view match since his WWE return.
Yeah,
Didn't
definitely looking forward to that.
Wasn't he on a pay-per-view?
I think he returned on a pay-per-view, but he didn't have a match.
Yeah, he didn't have like a thing or anything, but it was something.
But I mean, he's been in a pay-per-view before.
Oh my God, Buddy Murphy lost to that guy?
No.
Are you sure? Then why is they all excited about making him win?
I
And
don't
putting
know,
his
I guess.
arm up like he's a winner when he's a
I think
loser.
he was helping him off the ground.
Whatever, he put his arm up like you're a winner. Feels like, ooh, Matthews versus Cesaro. Let's go, Beaches. I mean, Claudio. Yeah, go, Buddy Murphy. Go, Mr. Ripley. Or Mrs. Ripley, I guess. I think she's the Mister.
Yeah. He's pretty big, but yeah.
Pico's like, no, he beat Yuta. That dumbass. Oh, good. I was hoping somebody beat him. He is a dumbass. Dumas Amasa. We watching a Thanksgiving movie tonight. We're watching Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Cool.
Is that what we're doing
With
later?
a stack of meat from Arby's.
And a stack of meat from Arby's. Want to come over, Picola?
The stack of meat.
Come hang out.
They
watch
don't
a
make
movie.
potato cakes anymore.
Picola
or
in
fries.
French. Dumas. Ha ha.
So, my favorite book of all time is probably French. The
Are you
Count of
talking
Monte
about
Cristo.
the Count of Monte Cristo? I thought it was the other guy, which is probably also French.
That shit's so funny. If you haven't read that,
I need to listen to it. It's one of the ones I should. He was like, yeah, sure. Oh, come on. You know you want to just hang out with us, watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and eat Arby's.
A pile of meat.
Come on, mozzarella sticks, my man. Who doesn't want mozzarella sticks?
What is your favorite color?
People's like, haha, Utah is incompetent.
What the hell is that? The name of that book? I'm trying to think of.
Don Quixote.
Don Quixote.
Don Quixote.
So it's actually, I'm pretty sure it's 3 books, but they put it all together. And the first 2 are fucking fantastic. The third one kind of is just like you're waiting for it to end.
Yeah.
But the first 2, and like the first book, when you're first learning about him, if you guys haven't read that shit, it is so funny. You'll laugh out loud while you're reading. And this shit was written in like the 1700s.
Is that one really from the 1700s?
Yeah. What's the name of it? Don Quixote?
Don Quixote.
I can never say it, so she can never understand it.
Alexa, when was Don Quixote published?
Don Quixote by Miguel de Cervantes was first published in 1605.
Oh,
and later published in
1605.
Quixote. Sorry, Quixote.
1605.
However she said it.
And it's so funny that you will laugh out loud while you're reading it. Like, it'll catch you, and you're like, oh my god. Like, I didn't know people had a sense of humor in the 1600s. 1605? Fucking just found America 100 years before. Just found it. I'm like, what's this?
What's this thing do? What's this over here? This is
I
weird.
just found this. This is
There's
pretty
some
cool.
people on it. Strange.
I found this with people here.
Interesting people.
I love that.
They like corn.
Hey, I just found this. They're like, what? You're
Like, what do you mean you found it? It's been here the whole time. No, we just found it. We discovered it. It's ours now. Thank you.
I discovered this.
We're taking this, so just so you know.
You can either go peacefully or you can go
Do you want to break bread? Corn.
Thanksgiving.
It's all made of lies. All lies.
His dude that's riding with him on the horse is like, on the donkey or whatever. He's like, there's 15 of them. And he's like, and they all have sticks and things. Like, and you just don't fight people when there's 15 on one.
Right.
And then Homeboy is just like, I account for 100. And he just runs into these guys and obviously gets his ass handed to him. And then he's like, well, I almost had it.
I almost won. I almost won. Chris says in the Indies back in day, best ECW technical match was RVD versus Sabu. They weren't just hardcore. They actually wrestled.
Yeah, Sabu knew what he was doing. And RVD's very athletic. I could see that working out. Right now we're watching Saraya, or whatever her name is.
We are? No, we're not. We're watching LA Knight and,
LA Knight
and
is also
Jimmy Uso.
on, but Saraya's got her boobs out. So.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, nobody.
Nobody cares about white, saggy
I don't
bags
look
of
at
milk.
her butt. I look at her boobs. And there's nothing wrong with her.
Her white, saggy boobies.
There's not saggy anything.
One of them's all shaped weird now. So I don't know if she had a problem or if
nice
it's just
to her
all
boobies?
stuffed in her shirt's funny.
I don't know if it's still that way. So is it Sheeta and Statlander?
They're together forever.
They're tagging.
They're a team now. Chris is like,
Jimmy Uso.
damn pale Saraya.
Yeah.
She probably blinds people.
With
Her
a
and
flabby ass.
Her and Sheamus blind people with their white skin. Their paleness is no compare.
They need to do a wrestling in Mexico City. If they want to go big, that's a big one. They could do big
People
numbers
could die,
there.
Travis. You have to be very careful in Mexico
Are you,
City.
they're not racist. They can get away with that.
Who?
Can you imagine
talking
Santos
about?
Escobar and
Oh.
Carlito and Rey Mysterio, those guys? People would show up and they could sell 200,000 tickets if they had a venue big enough. Like a big soccer stadium or something.
Yeah.
And sell it out. And they just do it kind of in the winter or something, so it's not so hot.
Chris says Statlander's so hot tonight, and Pico's like Sheeta and Chris ultimate.
It's over. Jimmy Uso, loser.
Oh, he did lose. Fantastic. Good for them, giving old LA Knight a win. Congratulations. What else is happening if this was the main event? Why is there so much time left?
Charlotte.
Oh, Solo. He's coming out.
Solo's going to come down and pick his nose.
Not the nose picking.
Yeah, they got to find a woman for their
I
team
understand.
by the end of the night.
I thought that he said he was going to pick somebody.
No, they have to tell him who it's going to be by the end of the night.
Oh. But it's 40. It's like 15 minutes.
He just got hit with a spike right in the throat. What a loser.
How did he do? I thought he left. He didn't.
LA got spiked.
He stuck around. They're like, you guys need to get away from the tables.
I love that they're trying to make Solo cool. Like, the dude's so far from cool that it's comical.
Right.
Look at him trying to clear off the table. I'm so tough.
Yeah.
He's like the little brother that's like the goofy one. He's got two older brothers that are probably pretty cool. One's a drunk, for crap's sake. Hey, it's Cody! That's
Wait
weird.
a minute. This is SmackDown.
It's the Nightmare.
Why is he helping? What?
Well, maybe...
What's happening?
Maybe Jay's there, too.
Did he take over for John Cena in the help department or something?
Why didn't he call the matches?
Yeah, if he's
Like
there, why didn't they have
Sylvester.
him do it?
Suffering succotash.
Suffering succotash.
Get him, Cody!
Oh, full of the
Oh,
koi
LA
out
Knight
there.
woke back up after the Samoan spike.
I mean, that's put people down and in the hospital for like 10 days. Somehow, it does not faze LA Knight as much.
No, he's up. He's out. He's already recovered from the spike.
Not the recovery.
John Cena's not going to be able to ever wrestle again
Not the John Cena.
because of his throat injury.
Oh, throat injuries.
And Cody's already beat him straight up, so
True.
we're good.
People is like, oh, hey, I don't have to buy the Claudio versus Matthews match. Groovy.
Looking for fun and
Nobody wants to
feeling
buy it
groovy.
anyways. It's fine.
There they are. Okay, what's going to happen?
What is it?
What's up?
Look how, like, she's like, I called her. I don't know if she's going to make it in time. Like, it's somebody special.
There's still time, guys. There's still a little bit of time. There's still about 6
People's
7
like, I'm
minutes.
sorry. My excess of wise. It's a Twitch manipulation.
Hey, Sky Blue's in the back. Not in her, well, her tits are out, but not in her
Wrestling
Scooby-Doo
attire?
outfit anymore.
Oh, is she wearing black now?
Just pure black, yeah. Her tits were out, too.
Was she wearing wrestling attire?
No, she had like a bikini on her top.
Weird.
Like, her boobs were out. Like, they were...
Feels like I'm just more expressive on Twitch. Yeah, those Ys will do it. More expression. Totally. Shaquille Khan in the chat. Hey, Shaquille, good to see you tonight. It says, hello, Wrestling Job. Hello. Woo! How are you? Are you watching some Friday Night Smackdowneth?
Oh, God.
Or are you watching the Collision-ish?
Paige just needs to wear pants. And it would just be
You don't want to
better.
see her jiggly bummy out there?
It's not even jiggly anymore. It's flat, and it's like the cellulite goes into her, like down to her knee.
That's my butt.
No, your butt's round.
That's my
Hers
butt.
is-
That's
look
my
at-
butt right there. There it is. It's my butt. Because, like, holy shit, sky blue boobs just hanging out.
Yeah, her titties were on display.
She's like, this is one of my assets. The other one's behind me.
The other one follows her around.
Does she always feel like somebody's, like, following her all the time? Is that what happens?
She's like, somebody's watching me.
She gets those comments a lot. What is that on her back?
That's her ass.
That's her ass?
Dak, cowboy leader.
You should wake up and get that mouse.
Do you see a mouse? Or do you just hear it? It's upstairs. Put him up there. It's either that or a squirrel.
Yeah, squirrels living in our attic. He's eating all the stuff up there. He's like, look at all this great stuff I found in here. It wouldn't surprise me.
Okay,
any.
what is that? Is he going to get fined?
What did Nick Aldis say to him? Nothing.
Why are you here? Why are you came?
Why did you came? You don't belong here.
Why are you came?
Why did you came? Well, I was just in the area. Thought I'd stop by and watch.
Hey, look, next week on Fox Sports 1.
Oh, wow. Fox Sports 1.
Oh, it's Kevin Owens! Next week! Back on SmackDown. He was suspended for 1 week.
My God. Shaquille says my DP is good. Not wrestling Gab. What?
Ew.
So what are we doing? What's this about? What's
It's
happening?
Bianca. They're coming down to tell Nick Aldis that they have a partner.
Why do they have to come down to do this? Why do they have
Because
to
they
come
all
out?
had to be introduced one-on-one.
Oh my God, why are
So
they
she's
doing
going to
this?
skip down, and then the other one's going to drive a tank down, and then the other one's going to come out to her music.
Oh,
with a
because the
robe.
other people did theirs at the beginning of who their people
They're
are.
bookending it with the women. How much time do we got? About 4 minutes.
Chris was like, it better not be Tegan Knox.
Oh, fuck.
Could be that or Mrs. Spaghetti. Could put Mrs. Spaghetti on there.
She's on Raw. I'll hit you with an axe grip. What the hell's an axe grip?
The handle.
Wouldn't that be called a handle?
Yeah, but they have to call it something cool when they sing about it.
I'll hit you with an axe crack.
That happens sometimes. Especially when they do that move where they somersault or throw their asses at them in the corners. Definitely
Stink
getting hit
face.
with an ass crack.
Here comes Charlotte.
Pickle's like, Pixie Chicks, meh. Meh.
Crowd blowing up. Dude.
He's chewing on something that he probably shouldn't be chewing on.
I'll turn the light switch on. He's like, yeah.
I hope so. That'd be all right.
It's Charlotte.
Pickle's like, neither of them deserve to be in a WarGames, but I guess the H's dumb executive actions. He's all over creative. He's really good at the creative stuff. He's just so creative. Everyone's so creative. That's not. We need that lady. We need her sound.
Everybody's so creative.
We need her sound on one of those things.
Right.
So whenever he pulls stupid fucking shit like he's been pulling lately, we can be like, everyone's so creative.
What is that off of?
TikTok. Remember, it
Oh,
was
the
when they
cook.
would show all
The
of the
cook.
cooking weird stuff.
Yeah.
And the lady, she was a black lady, and she'd be like, everyone's so creative. Because they'd make all these, they'd like fuck up everything. It's disgusting. And I get why she's saying it, but there's sometimes when they do it that it's just not
Still 2
it's not
minutes.
just because you don't like it doesn't mean that you should be creative. Like nobody said you had to
my
fucking eat
God.
it or
You
make
just
it or
went
look at it or anything. Just scroll
360.
past.
You're like,
Just scroll on by.
we should do that girl's voice. I hate her.
I hate how they used it on there so much. It ruined so many videos for me. Like, especially ones that I was, like, kind of interested in looking at. But the minute that was on there, I was, like, done.
All right, so there's 2 minutes left. Who's going to be?
Pickle is like, yeah, I love her. Everyone's so creative. Chris is like, it's not Liv.
Make sure we give Charlotte the mic, not Shotzi.
We're running out of time. We're accepting the challenge.
Wouldn't it be Becky?
I have no idea.
Okay, it's over, so they only have a few seconds left. She's saying, come get us. Who is it, Jade? I'm still saying Jade until I see somebody
Why
else.
would it be her? Love and hate wouldn't have anything to do with that for Charlotte. She's saying a fine line between love and hate.
They're screaming.
And best friends and stuff. So it's
It is
Bex.
Becky.
You knew it was going to be all the top women. It's the man.
Well, like she said, there's only one person I'd want to go to war with.
Ooh, a man. Oh,
The
sorry.
man.
What a kitty. It's a kitty. What a kitty. Hi, kitty.
Yeah, that's a game changer because now they can't lose. Well, they have shots.
They'll
But you
lose.
have to pin it. Oh, wait, no. Only one person has to be pinned on the
Yep,
team.
they'll lose.
Fuck.
They're going to lose. They'll lose. They'll lose. Sophie said, look at the talent who don't have a match for Survivor Series. Do we have an idea why Cody was at SmackDown? Yeah.
To even
Just
the
to show his
odds.
face. People need to see him. Chris says, you know what? They need to see him because it's got to build up something with him and Roman at some point.
Yeah, they got to.
Chris says,
Reintroduce
oh,
him.
Kai can't compete. She acts like she's in the match. Pickle's like, Bex. Chris like, probably Bex. It's Becky. Miss Becky.
Keep showing it. Because Charlotte
Smack
needs to,
her around,
Charlotte
Char.
needs to take that title from her.
Ooh. She's like, bitch, please. Oh, no, not the barricade on the outside.
Yeah, the whatever barricade.
Oh, no.
It's like weirdly reinforced. All right, so
My God, look at that nail thing. That's insane.
know.
Look at it. It's like sharp.
I don't know how he gets them sharp.
Dagger. He's like, don't touch my feet.
I don't know how he gets them sharp.
He's like, I'm going to hide them forever. Look how he did.
He's like, I know these. I'll try to cut this off.
He was like, oh, are they Spider-Man pointing? Yes, Spider-Man pointing. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight for some of Collision stuff and also what we really were watching, Smackdown. Looks like the ladies finally have 4-on-4. We were hoping it'd be 5-on-5 just like the guys, but, you know, hey, who cares? Looks like Bex is the 4th member on the Charlotte team, so there it is. Piccolo says Dakota is like, no, nope, don't get near me. Yeah, she's still not cleared to wrestle or anything, so she probably has to be very careful about not getting hit. Anyways, we're going to be back tomorrow night, guys, for the AEW Full Gear, right? Full Gear? Full Gear pay-per-view. So if you want to join us, that'll be tomorrow night, and that will start probably 7:30 for
7:30.
if you want to watch the buy-in, which is like their pre-show, but 8 o'clock is when the main pay-per-view really does start. So we'll see you guys then. Please have a great rest of your night and have a good day tomorrow.
Woo! And thanks for watching Wrestling Gab. Bye-bye.
Bye.